Hi, I'm Aranza.
I'm Jimena Sanchez.
I'm Jimena Aguilar.
And I'm Lexi.
Hi guys!
Welcome to the podcast,
VA Talks.
We saw a lot of comments and questions in our Instagram account regarding the topic of activities and strategies for reception. So we decided to do a Q&A to address those questions and any doubts that you have. Let's begin.
Well, the first question that we had, and I think that was the most
Repeated the most.
one that repeated the most is what is the CFR and why is it important for our language teaching profession? What do you guys know about this?
Well, the CFR stands for the Common European Framework of
Reference for language.
Yes.
And I remember something about that it has like 6 levels.
Yes.
It's like A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it's to describe, like, isn't the standard to like describe the language ability of the language users?
Like all
proficiency.
language learners have to adapt to that system,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes, because they make like some test or regardless something like that, like their language, they know what level they are. If they
Yeah.
are middle or just beginners.
It tests their knowledge
Or-
in the language.
Yes.
Yes.
And
how
it's
they
like
use it.
a common scale to assess students' skills regarding the language.
Yes, and I think it's very important to know it because if we know our students' level, we will know what to teach and how to teach it.
Exactly. We can
Yeah.
adapt our lessons through their level.
Uh-huh.
You know what they know, so we could have a better lesson plan for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, next question. What's your opinion regarding the move from skills to modes of communication, especially moving from referring to listening and reading skills to the process of reception? What do you guys think?
Well, I think that it's better now because it's not focusing on skills. Like, I think it's very systematic, that kind of term. And focusing on more communication, it focuses on how the learner communicates, you know, how the...
In actually using the language.
yeah,
Yeah, it's how can I say it? They with that students require an active engagement in the class and in the language
Literally.
use because if they don't listen and if they don't read, perhaps they won't acquire or learn the language in the same way and they won't know how to use it.
Like most people think that those are like reading and listening are passive skills, but they're not. You actually have to be doing something else
Yeah, cognitive
to
processes.
help you be like actively engaged.
yes, and I think for seeing like as a skills, they see like separate, like listening, reading, speaking, writing, like separate things, and I think the language is the whole thing
Literally,
all together.
Yeah,
All of them help.
You must have like proficiency in the 4 skills in order to have
To be competent.
be confident in
Yes.
the language.
I mean, to have a conversation, you have to be listening and speaking at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
that's my thing.
And also, of course, reading helps you acquire a bunch of vocabulary.
Yeah.
I also think that this means like a before and after for us as teachers and for them as learners as well, because as you said, like it's too traditional, too, I don't remember the word, like obsolete, that they are
It's not used
assessing.
anymore.
It's too old for the types of approaches to teaching we have nowadays, so I think that is a great thing for learners and teachers.
As technology evolves, our teaching methods also have to evolve.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed. Okay. Now we're gonna go for the third question. That is, were you aware of the cognitive processes involved in receptions and how they ease or hinder comprehension? To be honest, before I had a general idea about what was it, or like I knew what was it, but I didn't know like that deep. And now I have a
Yeah.
better comprehension of what are those.
Yes, me too. I had like a little bit of knowledge about it, but like not that deep, because there are things that sometimes they don't teach us, but that they teach
Yes.
us here, because it's necessary for teaching methods and all these things.
And also they are more focused on like the goals of a lesson, but not teaching you how to learn. And before, I didn't know like this cognitive processes like inferring and predicting and activating your prior knowledge. That helps a lot because you're not like just in blank and seeing stuff for the first time, and it's easier.
I don't know if that happened to you, but when we were watching that content about the cognitive processes and all of that, like a lot of activities that we do when we are learning a language, like it started to make sense to me. Like, oh, that's why we did this, and I was like, it all have a reason. So it was like more clear for us, like to apply when we
get to teach.
When we get to teach. And
Yeah.
It's very interesting to know about that.
Also, overall, this will help us support our students, our learners better, because we're more aware of everything that they need.
Our next question is, how effectively have you used context to help students develop better reading, listening skills? Were you aware of the discussed issues in this unit?
I have never teach like a whole class like very like in a formal setting, but I think like in my classes that when I was learning English, I think they use context very well because they teach us vocabulary like in school and family setting and things that we can use because it is not okay to teach something that in a context that the person won't be like part of it because they won't use it and they will forget.
Well, I mean, I'm a teacher already, so I have used it, but I wasn't like that aware. Like I do it to make the learning process easier for my student, but I wasn't aware of all those things.
I think it's really important because your students are always like, always like, where am I gonna use this? So it is really important, and also it makes easier for them to understand the concepts.
And also the purpose to learn it.
Yes,
Because if they see like I'm not gonna ever use this in my
They
daily
get
life,
demotivated.
they're get demotivated, and also they're not gonna see the point of learning it.
Yeah.
And using and learning words in isolation is not useful. It's not that useful.
No, you have to learn the words in context to know how and when to use them.
Yeah. For example, when they're about to do a reading or listening activity, they know what to expect if you give them a little bit of context, so they get more concentrated on the whole story and what they need to know rather than being like kind of lost when the activity begins. So yeah, sometimes I like to draw. Like if the listening is about a little dog, I draw a little dog and a ball. And like, what do you think is gonna happen? And they besides just knowing what they're gonna listen to, they also will speak to you, will actually produce, and that will help a lot in their learning.
And I think it makes it more interesting for them.
Also, like to predict what is going to happen in the listening or the reading engages them more.
Yes.
Well, we will go for the fifth question. That is, how do you help your students get or use background knowledge effectively? Were you aware of its importance?
Well, we already said it, like
Yes.
to make them predict about the reading or the listening. And I think it is very important, like, to catch their attention, because if they start reading or listening without knowing what is coming, perhaps they will not focus or don't feel interested in the topic.
Yeah. Me personally, I wasn't really aware of like it was a thing. Sometimes we just do things because that's the way they're done and that's how you've seen your lessons happen and that's how the lesson plan goes. So, but when you learn this to a deeper level, you're actually like able to understand it better, to teach better.
I mean, I was like, oh, so there's a reason behind.
Yes. And also I think, for example, when I was learning English, I like to relate things to remember them. So I think that doing that, like use them, their prior knowledge, it is better for them to relate it to the new content. That way it stays in their head
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, starting your class with a warm up, asking them what they already know about this topic makes the class smoother and
More fluent.
Engaging.
What leads us to the last question, that is, how has this unit changed your understanding of reception and of how listening and reading occur in your mind and your students' mind? Are there new decisions to make on your next lesson plan?
definitely there will be some
Definitely,
changes.
yeah.
I think we all agree that we knew a little bit of things, or like in a normal level, and now we know it in a deeper level, and we know the reasons of why some activities and methods are that way.
And also, I think the word receiving is like passive to us. Like we don't have to do anything with that, but actually we do.
have.
And I don't mean to produce, like write something or speak, but you have to get some cognitive process there. So the reception part is helpful.
Yes, because it's like Jimena said, it's not just be sitting, listening, or
Reading
or
without
reading.
understanding.
You must like
Been
thinking,
doing something.
like awareness of that cognitive processes in order to learn something
Yes,
about that.
I think this unit will have taught me that. Well, not taught me. How come to be more focused on what I'm doing? Like the thing is not. There's a reason.
Everything
behind
has
it.
a purpose.
Yes,
Yeah.
it has a purpose, and it's not like yes because
Just
because
yeah.
you know.
And all of these activities can help us in our classes to make them easier and more digestible for students.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Because
it's
I think
only-
that's the point,
Yeah.
to make it easier for them. So yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah.
That it was only like the first unit, like we've just seen it. We got deeper into it, but I think this is just
The
like the
beginning.
surface, like just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah, of a
We
whole
have a
journey.
long way.
Yes,
to
I
go.
think I liked
Yeah.
it a lot, this unit, because there were new things, but also things that we already know.
But now they make
But
sense.
now that makes like, and I don't know if you feel it, but I was like, this unit made me feel that I chose the right career. I don't know if you guys feel it. I was like a lot of things made sense to me. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of things made sense to me, and I was like, now I like it even more. I mean, if the last year was like good for me, and I was like, I did the right choice, and now I'm like, I want to be here.
I feel like I turned on a light in my
Yeah,
mind.
like se me prendió un poquito. Yeah, it was like I like this unit a lot. I feel that I learned a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we're
think
getting
we
more
all
involved.
liked it.
We're getting more involved in like the mindset of an actual teacher, and like you
Like
get to you start
teacher
to
mode.
think, or I'm gonna do this in my activities, in my lessons. So
Yeah, you start to like know or identify what kind of teacher you will be. I think, like if you're gonna be dynamic or more traditional, or if you're gonna use a lot of technology, or the kind of activities that you will do. I
And
think
also-
we're starting thinking about that.
yeah,
The how, because we had the knowledge, but didn't would well
Not
at
the
least at
practice.
me, I didn't know how to teach it,
Mhm.
like to express my knowledge, like my knowledge. How?
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
That's everything
Yeah,
for
questions
this
are over.
episode. Remember to check our social media if you want to ask us for a specific topic or any doubts that you have.
And we are already posting things about our BA journey every day. If you want to see it, you can follow us on Instagram.
See you next time.
Bye.